Hey guys, so we just had the Dokkan Battle 8th anniversary pre-live stream. This was the fan meeting event that they used to release some information about the 8th anniversary. We also had some additional information which we'll go over here. The actual official 8th anniversary live stream is going to be happening on the 29th. I believe it was 1 p.m. Japan time, JST, on the 29th, which is when we'll get the animations and official details for all the main characters. But we do have some information here, so let's go over quickly what they did here. I'm going to be using Air Dokkan's Twitter, so shout out to him. He basically took a screenshot of everything that they talked about here, so I don't have to actually remember everything here. I do have to remember what they talked about, though, because obviously we don't have the recordings here. So I'll do my best to recall everything that they talked about and try and give my thoughts on what we saw here. So the first thing they did was they sort of recap the game since, the start of the game, and they basically have milestones of the game. This is the release of the game, first LR, first legendary summon for I guess gacha LR, first EZA character, the first Dokkan Fest LR, the first active skill, all these major milestones throughout the game they talked about and sort of recapped what happened. Then they recapped 2022, what happened the past year, and then we had a question and answer corner here. And so I will be, I guess, live translating these things. So this question is just asking, I guess, why do you have three limits, 3 attempts per day limitations on red zone stages? The guy asking this question just saying he wants to be able to use new characters in there without having to worry about being restricted to the limitation. And then he basically just said it was mostly due to wanting to increase difficulty in that way, but there potentially could be ways to remove the restriction later on, but they'll consider that. Next question was talking about, is there anything planned past Extreme Z Awakening for characters that have already received one? And I believe his answer for this was they are considering it, and he did ask about this on a survey, which you guys might remember. The problem with implementing an additional step after Extreme Z Awakening is that if they do that, the characters will eventually, age out again. So the same cycle and process will repeat. So they're trying to think of ways to not have that be an issue moving forward, I guess. I'm not really sure how they would do that because, you can't just you're going to make a character that just scales according to the difficulty of the enemy you're fighting or something. I don't know. That'd be interesting. This question is referring to characters that are not as popular. So this guy talks about Videl, Yamcha, and Ginyu being released as Dokkan Fest exclusives. And he's asking, are there plans to implement characters like this in the future as well? And he says, yes. And something they would like to know is what about these side characters or not as important characters makes you guys excited and actually want to pull for them and use them. So that they need more, I guess, info on that to better design those characters moving forward. This one we already answered. So this is interesting. This is about the friend system, but it's not the way that you would think. So this one is asking, are there any plans to implement ways so you could fight with friends together? So basically like a co-op system. Whether it's, I guess it has to be online because the way the nature of the game works, but online. He's saying right now there's almost no actual functionality of the friend system where it works as what you would expect a friend system to actually be. Now his answer to this was a little interesting. It was a pretty deep response actually for a question like this, and he said the best way I can describe this, because it's tough to translate this stuff, but the way he described it was they have to look at the way that each individual person I guess considers the friend list in this game, what the friends list means to them, because everybody thinks about it differently. Someone could be looking at the friends list and thinking about it just as short-term online friend list that you just use because you want to use their characters. Other people want to have a deeper connection with their friends list friends, I guess, where they every day they log in, they play the game together, stuff like that. So every player is going to have a different expectation and a different way to utilize the friend system in this game, depending on how they design it. So they have to figure out the best way to move forward with the friend system based on how the majority of the players are going to be using it, I guess is the best way I could describe that. So they're considering that right now. We talked about this already. This one is literally just, what do you think about the World Tournament? Which is interesting because at this fan meeting, the top 50 place people that in the prior World Tournament were the ones who got invited to the fan meeting. So I'm sure everybody there actually just absolutely hates the World Tournament, which is why this question was asked. And basically his response to this was the World Tournament is something that's existed pretty much since the start of the game. So it's a very old event. And they are currently considering different ways to improve it. However, they have to figure out what the best, like what areas they need to get rid of and what areas they need to improve upon or make new parts to. So I think the best takeaway from this question is that they are currently considering ways to improve it. Yeah. This one is interesting. This is basically saying for characters that already have very powerful and elaborate animations, and all those characters' animations are already represented in the game, do you have plans to introduce those same characters moving forward? So the answer he gave was yes. That's part one. I think we can look at characters like Super Gogeta from Fusion Reborn. I mean, the man does one attack. The character does one attack in the movie. And we can just see from the Tech LR Super Gogeta, his 12 key animation is completely like not, that's just an animation they made up, right? They created that animation. That's not from anything. So that I think in itself is the answer to this question. However, he said that the interesting part to this answer was he said that up until basically the 10th anniversary of the game, they have the full schedule of releases pretty much more or less planned out up until the 10th anniversary. Keep in mind, we're not even at the 8th anniversary. The 8th anniversary is about to happen. So for the next 2 years, they pretty much have at least a rough outline of what characters are going to be coming out. So I don't think we're going to go another 2 years without seeing, like, you know, Super Vegito or Super Gogeta or Vegito Blue or all these characters that pretty much have their full their full animations. Like Vegito Blue pretty much has his full animations in the game at this point, but there's no way we're not going to get another one of those you know, super hyped characters in 2 years. Okay, so now we're moving on to the actual 8th anniversary portion here. So the theme of the 8th anniversary was confirmed to be Spirit Bombs, or just the Spirit Bomb itself. He pulled up these two characters. This is like going to be the main part one, I guess, focus of the anniversary. We have Goku from the end of Dragon Ball Z, and then we have Goku from the end of Dragon Ball GT. I'm sure everybody is very shocked about this. Pretty much all saw this coming. And then we have some pretty standard things about here. There's the login bonus, the first thing over here. Pretty standard. We have the thank you tickets. We have the gacha tickets. We have, you know, just items, Kais, stones. 3 stones every login, and you get a ticket as well on every login. So next we have the ticket banner. This is what we've seen for the past, I believe it's 2 years now, starting from the 6th anniversary. Actually, no, 5th anniversary I think also had this. But you need to collect, I believe it's 50 tickets in total. Then you're going to be able to get 77 characters, with 3 of them being guaranteed LRs. He also mentioned that there are different steps you could do as well. So if you're somebody who didn't actually get the full 50 tickets by the end of the banner, you can spend, I believe it was 30 or 40 to also get, or also, you know, pull on the banner. But if I think it's, what is it? I think it's 30 tickets. You get 30 characters, but it's only 1 guaranteed LR. 40 tickets is 2 guaranteed LRs with 40 characters. So if you don't pick up the full 50, at least you have other options there with a reduced, you know, quality. So then we have 2 story events that are coming out. We have this one over here, which is called Super Warrior Memorial Goku's Allies. And this one over here is Super Warrior Memorial Goku's Rivals. This event over here is going to give a SSR Mr. Satan or Hercule. This is the SSR art, I believe. And then this one over here is going to be giving a support memory, which is like the vigor of a martial artist is what this is. I think they actually showed a picture of the support memory. Yeah, this is Hercule right here. This is his SSR art, and then he Dokkan Awakens into that, which obviously makes sense considering the theme. And then we have this over here, which is actually is this Dragon Ball Slide? No, this is Saiyan Saga Goku, right? Against the Raditz fight. I think this is Goku versus Raditz, right? I think. Yeah. Martial Artist's Vigor, I think is what this is. All right, then we actually have a third story event as well, which is the Scary Majin and the Reborn Soul. And you actually get a Babidi from this event as well. Which is this Babidi over here. They did confirm this character does Dokkan Awaken into an LR. I don't think it's just going to end up being LR Babidi. It's probably going to be like LR Babidi and like parentheses like Babidi's henchman or something like that. It's probably going to be like Babidi, Pui Pui, Yakon, Deborah, and Boo, I would imagine. But we will see. I don't really think it's just going to be LR Bob, but maybe it is. And then we have the 2 LRs coming out for the part 1 of the 8th anniversary. We have Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. That's interesting. Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. And then the other character that's going to come out is GT Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So I don't know if people saw these particular combinations being the actual names of these characters, but that's pretty cool. And obviously with the theme being Spirit Bomb, we can infer that this character's gonna have some kind of end of Z Spirit Bomb animation. I believe it was data mined that we were gonna be getting some kind of like finisher animation, which could be like this Goku, Spirit Bombing the enemy, going Super Saiyan, and doing that, the whole thing. That could be cool. We also do have these standby skills, which I don't think anybody really knows how they work yet. But standby skills, I'm assuming that also probably has something to do with, either charging up the Spirit Bomb or whatever it might be. So, and then obviously for this character, this Goku's going to be doing the Universal Spirit Bomb, or this, I believe it was somebody called it like the Super Ultra Spirit Bomb, or whatever the name is. I don't know. There's so many names for these Spirit Bombs now. But obviously that's going to be his like main, attack that he's going to be doing. And then we have the actual banner images. I actually didn't get to hear what he was talking about because everyone was like screaming at this point, but we have the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and we can even see the names right here. Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. Let's see. Yeah, standby skill. After their Dokkan awakened and the conditions are fulfilled, they can activate their standby skill. And then the same exact thing for GT Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta over here. After they Dokkan Awaken, you can fulfill the conditions to activate their standby skill. And it looks like the banner units, I don't know, because again, I don't know if they mentioned this or not, but the banner unit for this banner looks like it's going to be either it's a Nova and an Ice Shenron, or it's a Nova and an Ice Shenron. I don't know if it's a combined character or 2 separate banner units. This one looks like it's going to be Gotenks and Piccolo. I think it's probably a combined character, just because Piccolo looks like he's directly he's directly reacting to Gotenks. Like that's what it looks like to me. So I think it's probably Piccolo and Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, and then this one is going to be Nova and Ice Shenron. I'm assuming these are one character, but those are the banner units. These banners, by the way, look insane. We have the 7th year LRs. We have Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. We have LRSTR Cooler and the AGL Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta, and then we have the 2 banner units and the 2 new characters. These are ridiculous. This is why a lot of us were telling you guys, don't summon on the superhero banners, because we'd get to the anniversary and like these banners are just like 5 zillion times better than the superhero Beast Gohan and Piccolo banners. And that, I think, pretty much wraps it up. Like I said, they do have a live stream planned for the 29th at 1 p.m. And other than that, there's not really much else they talked about. There was no animations given for the LRs. There was no kits given for the LRs. Those are things that are going to be revealed during the 8th anniversary live stream on the 29th. But as far as everything we got, this does seem pretty interesting. I don't know what part 2 is going to be, because obviously with part 1 being a double Dokkan Fest or a dual Dokkan Fest, we were expecting this to be a dual Dokkan Fest and a carnival banner, much like the worldwide celebration was. So I'm thinking what might have happened, because they introduced the carnival banner concept as a format that is going to be repeated moving forward for these big celebrations, aka worldwide celebration and anniversary, where the format would be, Dokkan Fest Carnival and then part 2 Dokkan Fest Carnival. So I'm thinking that maybe they saw how the banners performed for the worldwide celebration, where it was Dokkan Fest Carnival, and they thought maybe that it was better just to go back to doing the dual Dokkan Fest for part 1. And I'm thinking maybe part 2 is just going to be dual carnival banners. We will see. If it was up to me and I was going to make the final decision on how they handle the banner format moving forward, what I would do is I would simply eliminate every gold coin banner. I would remove the format. I would get rid of legendary summon banner format in general. I would convert all those gold coins into carnival coins for people, and just replace every single future gold coin banner with a legendary summon carnival banner. To me, that just makes the most sense. I don't think gold coin banners are relevant. I think they suck. I don't think they need to exist anymore. So hopefully what this ends up being is these 2 are part 1. Obviously, we already know that. That's confirmed. Part 2 is just going to be 2 carnival banners. It's possible part 2 is also more Dokkan Fest banners. I mean, we don't know. We just don't know anything yet. But I'm thinking with, the recent introduction of the Carnival banner system, that there's going to be some kind of Carnival banner in this anniversary. So part 2, I would assume, is dual carnivals. And moving forward, we'll see how they handle this format. But that's all we know for now. Let me know down below what you guys think of the information we have. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.